Hi everyone. Good evening. Happy Sunday. Hello. Hi Johan. Hi Ashwi. Hi Manas. Hi everybody. Hi Adiba. I hope everybody is doing well. And today, without wasting a lot of time, we'll start our quick, painting. So I've already shared the thumbnail in which I have already shown the kind of painting we are going to do today. So it's again a simple landscape, and today we are going to draw a beautiful sky with a nice water body wherein we'll see the reflection of the cloud in the water, and there'll be a very beautiful boat in between. So let me just show you how you have to get ready with the painting board. So what all you need to have is to have a canvas sheet or a paper sheet. If you are using watercolor, you'll be using paper, and if you are using acrylic color, then you can go for something acrylic sheet. So you get a easy acrylic sheet kind of notebook. So I generally use this Artina canvas pad. You also get a lot of variety in this. So it's basically canvas sheets, so which you can later, if you want to bind, you can bind it, or you can just keep it all together in this booklet. So the first thing you need to do, whether you're using a paper or canvas, the first thing is to use a masking tape. Use the masking tape and just put it across the border of your canvas or the paper, and then you can just pencil sketch this beautiful outline. It's not a very difficult outline, it's a simple line which will bifurcate your sky and the water body. So what I have done is, it's like I have divided this page into three parts. So the two part is sky, and one portion of the paper width is water. So here you see the two portion is sky and one portion is water. And then I have drawn a small boat. It's a sailing boat. And then a small circular sun, and there's a mountain outline here, so which if you want you can draw it now. If you want to draw it later with your color, you can paint it. I am fine. Okay, so this is how you need to do your sketch, and once you're ready with the sketch, uh, we will start painting. So I'll wait for everyone to to do this initial work, and let me give you 5 minutes for drawing it and getting ready. And make sure, once you, hi Kush, and make sure wherever you draw a sketch with the pencil on a canvas or a paper, it should be very light. Do not press the pencil too much on the paper or the canvas, because later it will get reflected, and it will be very difficult to cover it with color. Especially in case of watercolor, it's very difficult to redo things or to remove that pencil mark. So be very careful. It has to be like, generally you can use a HP pencil or even 2H pencil, which is very light, and do not press it. Do not press a lot that pencil. You don't have to press it. Just do a light sketch. We do basic sketch in these kind of painting just to bifurcate that where your object is going to be placed. It's not something that you are going to make the outline with pencil, and then that it's not going to be a permanent pencil marking. We don't want that. So make a very light use of pencil here. I hope it's visible, and I hope everybody is ready with the sketch and the board. So the colors which we are going to use today is acrylic. I'll be using acrylic medium, but you can use watercolor also. If you have a watercolor, that's fine. It's the same technique, it's the same thing you'll be doing. It's just that the places where I'll be using white, you need to make sure that you keep your paper blank at those places. Like in watercolor, the white which is seen in watercolor painting is basically the white spaces of the paper itself. It's not white color actually. When we put white color on top of any painting, it's basically done in case of acrylic or poster color. We can redo things, we can do something on top of, the top layer can be put in poster color and acrylic color. But when it comes to watercolor, you cannot do that. So you need to be very careful. So while I paint, I'll explain you both the techniques, and you can follow me while painting. Okay. So in case of, let me explain the colors which I'll be taking. So in case of, let me explain for the, if you want, I can explain the watercolor first. So if you're using watercolor, then you need to keep this area of the painting blank. You don't have to color much. Just moist the paper thoroughly for the sky. Do not take too much water. Take a good, amount of water, and then just wet the paper, sky area, and then you just have to take cobalt blue, and with the cobalt blue you have to just do a few layers of cobalt blue from both the side, and then deep magenta. Okay, deep magenta and blue will be used for the sky, and here at this place there'll be orange, yellow, and red. So in case of watercolor, we'll be going from the lighter medium to the darker medium, because that's the way how we do in watercolor. In watercolor, we always go from the lighter shade to the darker shade. So we'll initially take very light shades of colors, and then layer after layer we'll be doing in three layers. For watercolor, you'll be using it in three layers. But in case of acrylic, if you're doing acrylic, then you have two ways of doing it. Either you'll go from dark shade to the lighter shade, or you can go from the lighter shade to the darker shade. And in case of acrylic color, you have to be very quick in mixing it, otherwise it dries up and it doesn't blend easily. But in case of watercolor, it's still blended. You can still blend it because the paper is still moist, and you can work until the paper is dry. You can work on a paper, but not in case of canvas, especially in case of acrylic color. It dries immediately, so you have to be work in portions in case of acrylic color. So first we'll begin with the sky. Okay, so let's start doing the sky, and once you follow the sky, the same thing will be done in the bottom for the water, because water is a reflection of the same sky. Okay, so let's start painting it. And do not worry, because I also record the bird's eye view for my painting, which I share later after the class. So you'll get that too for your later reference. So now I'll be setting the mode back to my canvas so that the canvas is visible to you, and you can still hear me, and I can still read your messages. So don't worry. I can answer you if at some point you want to, you have some questions or doubts, or you want to understand something. I will answer you back. Okay. So happy painting. Let's start painting today, and I'll start recording my painting too. So let's start painting. I hope this view is better. So this is visible, right? Okay. So now let's start painting. So I will take, for in case of watercolor, you have to moist the paper. But in case of acrylic, you don't have to moist the paper, but you can directly take colors. So the colors I'll be using is, let for acrylic also I'll be go from light to darker shade. So let's take first, cobalt blue. So I'm taking cobalt blue. This is cobalt blue. And I'll also take out deep magenta together because you'll be quickly using it. So take out cobalt blue and deep magenta. Deep magenta is the purple which you see. So I'll use both. And I'm using tube colors here. You can use uh, the tube color, or the color cakes which comes in watercolor, that also you can use. Let me take out the colors first. The colors which you require is cobalt blue, deep magenta, then you require lemon yellow. You also require cadmium yellow. So this is cadmium yellow. And you will also require some vermilion red. So this is the vermilion red which you will be using. Okay. So these are the colors which you require, which you need to take in your palette first, so that you can use it immediately from your palette. So let me explain the colors which I have taken. Uh, I have taken cobalt blue, I have taken purple, I have taken lemon yellow, cadmium yellow, permanent orange, and vermilion red. Okay, so these are one, two, three, four, five, six colors which we will require right now. Okay. So mostly I think we'll be using this six color, and black will be additional later. So this will be the six color for today. So let's start painting. So let me put this here. I think this is the best view to have. Uh, let's take the cobalt blue. So I'll take cobalt blue, and I have not taken too much of cobalt blue, but little of cobalt blue. I'll mix it with white. So I'm doing it from both the sides. So I'm keeping it light. Okay, so this is like cobalt blue. Then in between, I'll be taking purple and lighter lines, fine lines of purple. I'll draw something in between because I don't want to cover the entire sky in purple. I'll just gradually blend it with blue. And now that paint is wet and it will easily blend, so I'll blend it quickly. Now in your this portion of the sky, there are multiple colors. So here will be your sun. So I've kept this area as white. Now I'll start from the sun. You have to go from lighter to darker shade as you gradually move towards the end. So the first, color which will come after white is the lightest color on the palette is lemon yellow. So the first will be lemon yellow on both the sides of the sun, then cadmium yellow, then orange, and then red. So that will be, how gradually will be. This is how gradually will be moving from lighter shade to the darker shade. So I'll take some, lemon yellow. I'll just mix lemon yellow with a bit of white also on both the sides so that it doesn't. And then quickly take some cadmium yellow. And remember that you don't have to cover the entire area, but you have to gradually blend it. And blend it always outwards. Like if it is going to be dark this side, so I have to take the color from here and move the brush towards your end side, from inside to outside. That's how we work. And only then, you can blend the colors. Now it's time for orange. So we'll take orange and see. The white and lemon yellow was here. Then this is cadmium yellow. So after a light shade of cadmium yellow, I have to start mixing this orange. Not too much, just lighter, brush of orange. Then wash your brush in between and don't forget to wipe your brush. That's very important to wipe your brush and then start blending it. So when you just use your brush for blending, it doesn't take too much of color on your brush and it actually blends the color very beautifully. Okay, this is how I'm going to blend it. Then I'm going to take a bit of red and here I'm just going to put a few strips of red and then I'm going to blend it. So now for blending, you can also use a flat brush for blending it. Second. Okay, so let's start blending it. I'm using a flat brush for blending it. With the flat brush, the finish which comes is very, very nice and smooth for blending. So I'll just quickly blend it. This portion I'm keeping it, blank because I want to blend it with, cobalt blue and white there. So I'll be using a bit of white here for blending. Now, on the sides, you need to keep it bit more darker, and for darker shade what are we going to use? We are going to mix the color now it's time to mix the color. So we'll be mixing vermilion red and purple together. When you mix a purple and vermilion red together, it becomes a bit darker shade of red. This is what I'm going to use at some places here. You have to give a patch. Now for blending it, again I will take some, lemon yellow and I'll try to blend it together. And I'll go from outward to inward to outwards, okay? And just blend it. A bit of cadmium yellow and mix it. And keep washing your, brush in between because I don't want to cover this, yellowness of the painting. So I'll just Make sure that I wash my brush in between and while I'm doing this in yellow. The same color will be used in that same area. Like this area was for lemon yellow. So I'll be using only lemon yellow in this area. Make sure that you wash your brush thoroughly and wipe it dry. In turn for and the sky is never even, so I'm just giving it a uneven texture because the sky is never even and you don't see a perfect line of colors in the sky. It's always uneven and kind of mixed kind of color. I'll take some more dark blue, that cobalt blue without white, and take a simple line in the top, and then I'll mix it with white and gradually make it light in shade. Let it dry and then we'll do the second layer. It's looking uneven now, but gradually this is going to blend together. Yeah, I'll be slow. So, what we have done, we have kept this area lighter. So, these two areas are area of lemon yellow. Then cadmium yellow is blended with orange. And at the end, you see, vermilion red. And this portions, this patches of dark is a bit patch of, vermilion red and purple, which is mixed together. Again, you can take some purple with vermilion and just draw like a fine lines here. We'll let it dry. And the same thing, like similarly here when you do in the bottom, we'll take yellow, then again red some here, yellow, red, and this portion of the water will be blue. That will be, the base color of blue. For understanding, I think it will be good if I, draw the base coat of water because I'll be again doing the same thing and it will be like a repetitive thing for you to see and understand. So I'll just take it, I'll be very slow. Just take lemon yellow in your brush and then simple kids, just take lemon yellow and just do a bit portion of lemon yellow. First thing. Okay? Then wash your brush, wipe it dry, and then take some, you know, cadmium yellow and orange just here. A few bit because water is it's not a stagnant body, it's like it's flowing so it will be very uneven. So just rub your brush like this and just leave it. Done. So what I did now is I just took lemon yellow, did two strokes of lemon yellow, then I mixed orange with cadmium yellow, and then I just gave two or three strokes of orange here. The blending thing will be done, step by step. You'll see gradually it will get refined. This is just a first layer. So I've just done a small orange, and then don't forget to wash your brush. After you put the color here, you need to wash your brush and just wipe it dry and then just blend it with the brush. That's actually going to help your brush. When you will not have color in your brush, it will actually blend what you have in your canvas. So this is how this will get blended. Now, see, it's looking blended, right? And always go from inwards to outward. So this side also inwards to outward, here also inwards to outward. And do not worry, you'll have slight line of pencil mark is there, but most of the thing is not invisible. It's not visible now, but don't worry. It was a very easy painting, so you can redraw it with the help of color again, okay? So what we did now, we took two colors. We took lemon yellow, then we took lemon yellow and cadmium yellow. Cadmium yellow and orange. Now we'll be taking vermilion red. So we'll take vermilion red and just draw a few strokes of red here. Not too much, just a slight stroke of red here and a bit red here. Just two strokes and let it be uneven because it's a water body. Anyways, we are going to draw waves on top of it. So it's going to look very different. So right now, do not worry. Just take the color and give the first, patch of color. So I've just taken vermilion red. Now similarly take the purple again. Why? The reason we are taking purple was we used purple here. So we are using purple here as well. So just a few strokes of purple. It's just a stroke of purple. It's not completely, you don't have to cover that area. Just a bit of patch here. A small patch here, small patch here. Just that's it. And you're going to wash your brush. Now, for the bottom, this remaining area has to be in blue. So we'll take blue and white and we'll cover this area with blue. In case of watercolor, you will not mix white and cobalt blue. You will just take cobalt blue, a light amount of cobalt blue, and just put the cobalt blue on your sheet. That will do. Because in watercolor, if you take too much of water in a color, it automatically makes the color very light. And in case of acrylic, we are using white color to make it lighter shade. So I have just mixed this with white. I'm using it here. And wherever you see, color is getting mixed or, the brush is mixing the color, you just have to always make sure that you wash your brush and then again take the color and then do the painting. Keep washing your brush because otherwise, your colors will get merged and it will look very different. So make sure that you always wash your brush whenever you change the color. So I've done nothing. I've just taken cobalt blue and white and I'm just preparing, the base for my water body. It's just a base which I'm trying to paint. Later we'll be mixing the color and all those things we'll do. Right now we just have to take the base and blend. Okay, so basically at this point, what you're just seeing patches of, colors put together. So let me also show you a very close look of what we did right now. So what we did right now was we kept this portion, bit blank because this is the portion where we are going to draw the sun later. We started from lighter shade to the darker shade. So we took first layer was of lemon yellow, then lemon yellow and cadmium here, then cadmium yellow on permanent orange was mixed here, and then later vermilion red, and this dark patches which you see, this dark patch, this one, and this one here. So this is like a blend of purple and vermilion red. Now it's not looking very dark because in the second layer we'll be using a bit darker shade of the colors. Right now it's a very light shade of color because this is the base coat. So similarly for the water also we have, because this is a reflection of this thing, yeah. So we are trying to put the similar color at the bottom. So now we again start because this portion is dark and it's dry now, bit dry, and it's a very good time to blend it. So we'll be blending the top. So for blending again, you can take a blank, a brush and just blend it through, because right now the color will not be very dry and it will not be very wet also for acrylic. So this is the best time to blend it. We'll be just blending it together now. I hope you guys are following it, and I'll be going slow. So I'll just show you for right now. It's looking very uneven. Do not worry about the evenness of this background right now, because in the second layer we'll be working in blending it and making it even and more refined. So basically we always paint in three layers. So the first layer is just a base coat to give a basic color to your canvas. Then is the second layer where you blend it, and in the third layer, when we do the third layer, that's the final layer where we just refine a bit of things and for defining it. So in the second layer we can do the background also, like the mountains also. So I hope you guys are with me. So what should we go for? Should we go for blending it or should we draw the mountains first? I think the better idea is to go with the mountain first, because if I draw the mountain and the boat, it will the things will be much more clear to you, like what you're drawing, because you have covered most of the thing and nothing is visible now. So let's quickly draw the mountains back. So I hope there is fine lines of mountain. I can still see the mountain is here somewhere and the sailing boat is here. So I'll just quickly take now. The most of the things which you see in the thumbnail was in black was actually not black alone. Black was mixed with brown. So, and in painting, whenever an artist paints something, they never use the basic color alone. They always mix that color with some other color, and then they make their own color for using those dark shade. That's not actually black at all the places. So there are two or three shades of black which you can go for. Either you can mix one, you can either mix black and brown together and then use it, or you can mix black and Persian blue together and then use it. So I think today I'll go with black and Persian blue. Let's try that, because most in the painting most of the things are cobalt blue and purple. So we are using more tone of blue today. So let's mix Persian blue with black. So here the quantity of blue and black will be in ratio 2 is to 1. So 2 portion of Persian blue and 1 portion of black. Because if you take too much of black, then the shade which you are going to use that it's not going to be visible because black will dominate your blue shade. So, and if you want the blue shade, the shade of tone of blue to be visible on top of black, so use two portion of Persian blue and one portion of black. So we'll mix that and let's use the same color for mountain and sailing boats. Let's do that, and then we are going to blend the sky again. Okay. So I'll take black. So I'm using this black here, February black, which is already too much liquid. So I'll take one portion of black, and then I'll take Persian blue. This is Persian blue. I'll put this back to this mode. And I will also take my round brush and see. I'll be mixing this two portion of blue and one portion of black. I'll mix it together. This shade of black is very different from the basic black color. Okay, I'll use this black color and I'm going to draw my mountain. So let me see where my mountain was. My mountain was from here, and mountain is not, it can be uneven, so do not worry about the mountain and watch me first while I am painting. See, I've left this portion blank because I don't want to cover the space in between. Later we'll cover this portion of mountain which is there here. I don't want to draw it now because if you do the entire thing black, then you'll not be able to uh, make out sailing boat and the difference between the sailing boat and the mountain. So you have to keep this portion as blank because this is the portion where you'll be seeing the sailing boat later. So I'll just take black and blue together, and I'll cover the mountain first. This is the uneven portion of mountain. And for acrylic also, the medium for mixing it is water. So I'm using water in places where I find the color is getting very thick and we are not able to mix it. Just make use of slight water and then blend it. Don't take too much of water as we take in watercolor. A slight amount of water is fine for acrylic, and that's actually what we use for painting. As a medium is water. Okay, so this was my mountain which I wanted to draw. You can draw the outline of the boat and then fill the color. That will be much easier. Okay, so the same thing you can use. I did the mountain, kept this space blank for the sailing boat, and then I'm just filling it. And do not fill this color of sailing boat right now because we'll blend the sky and then do this on the top. Okay, so make sure that you just paint the base of the boat, not the entire boat. Okay, so let me paint first. I'll give you all time and then we can do it together. Okay, so just paint as much as I am painting. Do not paint. Do not be in a rush. So just do it slowly. Don't be in rush. So Okay, so what we did is we just So what we did now is we just gave the outline of the mountain so that now at least we know what portion of our painting is going to be sky, what's going to be the in the water portion, and where exactly our boat is going to be located and where is the mountain. So the reason I've kept this area blank because we want to blend the sky first, because if you do the black here you'll not be able to blend it. So we'll blend the sky now, finish the sky now, and then at the end we are going to draw the sailing boat. Okay? So let's work on the sky again. Now, working again on sky means we'll be taking the same colors again. We'll be doing the second coat, and this time we'll make sure that we blend it together very well, so that the color merges together. Like right now, blending doesn't mean you don't take all the colors and mix it together, but again, we'll go in the same pattern from lighter shade to the darker shade. And these lines which you are seeing now, these lines has to get merged. Like in the water, you see this line is blended well. Similarly, this blending will be done at these portions of the sky. Okay, so now let's start blending it again. I hope you all are with me, and if you have any questions, so you can ask me. I'm reading the messages. And do not worry, you will also get a bird's eye view of the painting later after the class. So, yeah, I'm already recording it. So, let me put this back to this mode where you see the screen and it's visible to you. Hmm? I think this is much better view, isn't it? Yes, I think so. Okay, fine. So now again we'll take the same color. We'll be taking again lemon yellow. To make sure that you wash your brush in between. Take a bit of white here and then I'm just going to in the bottom of the purple lines I'm just going to put some patch of white and I'll be just blending this white lines together after washing my brush. Blend it together. I'll again take the darker shade, the purple, and this time I'll just take a patch here and just keep it just a patch here, and then I'm going to wipe it. I'm not going to merge it too much. I'm just going to give a patch here and leave it because and some two strokes here, and then I'm going to wash my brush. Now the technique of blending this dark shade now is I have washed my brush, I've wiped it dry, and now I will take vermilion red, orange, and then I'm going to just blend it from the inner portion and get it out. See, from the inside of this, darker shade, I'm just at the edge. See, this is the dark area. So I'm just taking this vermilion red and orange here at this portion and just trying to blend the edges. Okay, just this way. Just like this. And then now you see the portion which is looking uneven right now is this area. So this area, how are we going to manage this? Again, we are going to take a lighter shade of yellow, lemon yellow, and then slowly we'll take from inwards to outward and we are going to merge it. And keep washing your brush in between. Because see, here this, marks, we don't want this marks to be visible. So we need to actually cover this orange and yellow together. We need to blend it. We're mixing yellow and taking it outward, so that it blends. Take yellow and just put it outwards. All this edges which is seen here now, this color edges, this we are going to actually cover. I'm just taking yellow here and then putting it here and then just blending it. Just take the brush here, keep the brush like this and then just take it towards the end. And this is how you're going to merge it. And for the center again, I'll tell you we should take some white now because I want to keep the center to be very light. So I'll take white and slight lemon yellow in this white so that it becomes very light shade of lemon yellow, and then I'm going to just blend it together. This is actually going to give a nice finish to your painting. Actually, the same brush you can take and put it here also because this is going to be the same color here in the bottom. I've just washed my brush and there's no color in my brush. I'm just blending it and then wiping the brush, and I'm just taking my blank brush without any color, putting it here because this is the portion I want to blend. So I'll just take this, brush here, take it outwards and then wash my brush. So what is that going to do? That's going to merge the color outwards and it's not going to dirty your canvas. So just put the brush here, take a stroke outward and just wipe your brush dry. Wash your brush and just see this portion. If I have to merge, take a brush stroke here like this, wash it and then pat dry. That's the technique of blending it. Generally in other videos, if you see them, you just see the brush stroke going uh, sidewise, and you just see, oh wow, it's so beautiful, and you have the artist has just taken one brush and has just blended it. If you just go like this, then it's just going to be like a uh, you know uh, a mixed jumbled kind of color which we don't want. We want each color to get bifurcated between each other. We want to see different shades well blended in our painting. So always this is a technique which an artist does, or they have to practice, is always wash your brush and wipe it dry whenever you are merging any color. So see, right now here we see very uneven kind of thing. This also I have to merge. So how do I merge? I will take my brush, it's all dry and slightly wet. I'll just merge it and then I'm going to wash my brush. That's the technique, kids. You have to keep washing your brush in between and wiping it dry. Okay. So, and in some areas of painting where you see the color is very dark or something you want to change, you can take some more color in your palette, in your brush, and then just merge it. Take some more white here and some more white here also, some lighter shade here. Do not forget to wash your brush. That's very important. Wherever you feel the color is very light or something, there you can take a bit of color, but then again use the same technique of using the brush and washing it. Okay, so now if you see, our painting is looking very beautiful, isn't it? It's getting blended and sky is actually coming out very beautiful. So just blend it. Wherever you see, the lines are not fine, just merge it, wash your brush, and keep merging it. So see, now the sky is so beautiful. It's looking very beautiful, and there is no lines which you see. It's not merged or something. It's getting blended very well. All the uneven lines are even now. So here, see, if I feel, the yellow is, I can show you once again. So see, now there's a lot of difference between the sky we had before and now, See in this portion, it's blended so well. Now, in the areas you can see where we need to work is this patch. This patch is very uneven, So we'll work on this patch and this patch here. The center looks so beautiful. The technique was the same. I used to always wash my brush, dry the brush, and with just a blank brush I used to blend it and then again wipe my brush dry. So that's how you are going to do the merging. So let's do for this portion. As you can see, what color is blending here is cobalt blue and orange. So what you need to do is take lighter shade of blue, like take more of blue and white together, and then gradually blend this area and take your brush outward so that this area will look even. So this is the area in our sky which is not even right now. So let's make that even first. And then the same thing we'll do in the water also. Okay. So let's do that. So put this back in this mode. Okay, and now let's work on the sky. I can also take some purple here because this area was purple, so I'll take some purple and red here and blend it. This portion can also be red in color. Taking blue here and then just merging it from inwards to outward. Okay, that's how I'm going to merge the sky. Okay, so see how beautiful the sky looks now, isn't it? It looks so beautiful. So this portion is something we need to work, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take more of vermilion red And then on the top of under this purple I'm going to just put some red and then just blend it outward. Now again see here this sharp line has to be merged. So I'll again take some yellow at the base of this red where this points are ending. So I'll just take some yellow, merge it and then just move outward and wipe my brush. Okay, now see it looks so well. It's so blended and it's looking so beautiful, isn't it? So now similarly, we'll work on the water body. Now for the water body, how are we going to merge the color? We are again going to take some red. So let me grab some more red. So you can also take scarlet red if you have. Vermilion or scarlet red, both will do. So take some red here. I've taken some cobalt blue here and I've now mixed red here. That's why it's looking a bit dark. Wash your brush thoroughly. And in the water, we don't have to do much right now because most of the thing in the water body will be done, later. So I'm just, and water is always, it's a flowy body. So it just has color in patches. So just a few strokes of water, mark uneven strokes. And I'll just quickly blend it because we again have to draw the waves on top of it because waves is going to be more prominent than the base. So merging the base is very simple for water. Just take the blue color again here and then I'm just merging it like we do in the water. You're just taking a few strokes here. You don't have to merge it thoroughly here because water is anyways very uneven. So I'm just giving a rough strokes here and there because most of the thing in the water will be done later. Just taking yellow and then taking it inwards to outwards. So I've taken yellow in my brush. I've taken some lemon yellow in my brush. I'm putting the brush here and then just trying to cover the orange or the red with the yellow and then washing my brush in between so that this patches gets merged. This I have to take your brush from inwards to outward, put the lighter color here and drag it towards your end. It's actually going to merge it. See, that's actually going to merge the lines. So you will not have that thicker lines in the painting. It will blend well. Again, take your lemon yellow, cadmium yellow, and just take it from inwards to outwards. That's how we are using the brush, okay? Now this was just the water body. So in water body, we are not doing too much of blending because most of the things in the water body will be redone in the third layer. So we are done with two layers now. So in the second layer, what we did, we refined our sky. We blended the sky well. The sky is much more blended and it's looking much more beautiful than it was before. It's in a blended form. And in the water also, we did the second coat. In the water, we have not done too much of merging because we'll be drawing the waves on top of it. So waves is anyways it's going to cover the most of the water, portion. So even if you don't blend it at this stage, it's okay because it's going to cover this area. Now, in the third layer, which is like the final round where we'll be refining things, we can go one by one. So the first thing which I will draw is I'll make the circular, round sun here because the sun's reflection is also going to come in the water. So we actually need to draw it here first so that we, get to understand where we are going to put the shade for reflection for the sun. So we'll draw the sun first, which will be in white color. Then again we'll be completing this boat. For the boat again we are going to use the same color, Persian blue, with light black. I would recommend you can uh, just don't take 2:1. You can take more of blue and just a touch of black so that this sails, they look very beautiful and they come out very beautiful, and it will be slightly different in tone than the mountain because mountain is at the back and it's more darker than your boat, and boat is in front of you, so it's visible to you. So I'm doing it in lighter shade, in darker shade black. The reason why I'm keeping it in black is because the painting which you are drawing right now is a sunset painting, and in sunset, mm, most of the things starts getting dark. So even if the sailing, the flag of the boat is like of different color, it will still appear as black to you because it's still far to you. So I'll be using black color here, okay? And let me draw this first and then you can follow me. I'll give you 5 more minutes to draw it. Okay, so now you can just watch me while I make the sun and the sailing boat, and then you can do it together. Okay, you can just wait and see, and then you can also do it. I'll give you time. So let me take some white color. So my sun was somewhere here. Okay, so my sun is done. Now I will draw the boat. I'll finish the boat. So I'll go with Persian blue and slight, black in it. And when you are painting the boat, you have to take a very thin brush. So you can use number 0 here to paint this. to be very slow when you draw this. You can also start drawing it now because my portion is almost done. Okay. Now I'm going to what I have done right now. This portion I told you to keep it blank. So now I'm just covering the mountain here. So I have just done my sun and my sailing boat. So now still my painting is like half done. We need to still work on the water, and we'll have to draw that leaf, the palm leaf which is coming down. So do this and then we are going to work on the water. Okay. So this was pretty simple. We just used white color here and the sailing boat. And in between this sailing boat, the gap which I told you to keep blank was, I just wanted that sky to look very beautiful. And see, now it really looks, the boat is in front and the sky is in background, and sky in the background is well, blended, and it's really looking very beautiful. So, and this portion, this small portion you see, that is just a portion of the mountain in continuation. So I've just taken the same color of black and I've just put that color here so that the mountain looks in continuation. So this is how much you need to do right now, and then we'll start working on the water. Now for the water, water's reflection. So what we are going to do is we are going to use the places where you see white. So in this area we are going to start using, you are going to, first thing which you are going to take is number zero brush or number one brush, which is the finest brush you can have. So we'll be using that finer brush, and we'll take white. So there'll be few lines of white, then there's going to be few lines of darker blue, and as we go from here, from center to the end, we are going to take the lighter shade to the darker shade. Okay, and always remember, like if I take white, it's not that the white patch will only be here. The white patch will be dense here, and gradually as we move outward, the density of the white lines is going to decrease. And also, the line is not going to be a straight line, it's going to be in a form of wave. So a slight curve, small lines will do. So you can watch me doing it first, and then you can do it, because if you do it together with me, then you might mix the color, or you might not understand. So let me do it first, and then you just watch it, and I'll explain you what colors I've taken, and what portion of you have to keep the color dark, and what portion you have to keep the color light. So let's start doing it. Watch me, and then you can do it. Okay. So I'll put this pink, put this back in this mode. Okay. Now it's here. So what I will do is I will take. Let's take Persian blue first. I'll take Persian blue and a few dark shade. Like if I do some here, some here, the dark shades will always be in the the end. So, and the blue portion will always be in this area and this area. So some blue lines. Then I'll take orange, and I'll draw some lines of orange. Some orange lines here. More orange lines will be here. I'll take lighter shade of yellow and some lighter shade of yellow here. I'll take white and then just start. And so the wider area of white is here, and a few dots of white, slight white will be here in the corner. Just a dot. The reason we use white is just to lighten the shade, give a nice reflection to your painting. I'm going to take red now and draw a few lines of red and take red directly and start giving some strokes of water in red. Some little tiny strokes here of red. And wash it, and I'll take orange now and a few strokes of orange here. Again, I'm using the same color shade. If you see, I'm using the same color shade again, and the portion which is supposed to be more orange, there are more lines of orange, and in the area where you're supposed to have more of yellow or lighter shade, I'm putting yellow and lighter shade there. Let me just complete it, and then you can follow me. It will be much easier for you to follow. taken a bit of purple also for my darker shade. I'll take some more lemon yellow and I'll draw here the fine lines here. Let me show you how the water looks like now so that you can follow. See, so this has got a line of mix of the same color which was there in the top, and here like in fine lines. So this patch, if you see, the reflection of white is visible here. It was white here, and gradually it became thin white once we came down. Similarly, this portion has got the reflection of a sailing boat here. Now the sailing boat was in black. I'm not drawing it in black, but I've taken dark Persian blue and cobalt blue together for drawing the reflection in the water. And you see this area needs to be worked. This is just the first coat of the water, and in the second coat things will look much more refined in terms of water also. So do this, and then we'll draw the palm tree. So how we did is, I took white color first and gave a few strokes of white lines here. Then I took a lemon yellow and I got some more strokes of yellow, which was more prominent in this area and this area. And then gradually as I moved outward, I just gave few more lines of lemon yellow, like some lines, some strokes here. If you see some fine lines here, here, here. So these are like few patches of yellow I gave. Then what was our shade? Our shade was orange. So I took orange and then draw a few strokes here, one or two strokes here, because we want that complete orange to cover that, in entire portion that color shade should appear. So some oranges here. Then I took red, and more strokes of red were seen here in this area, and this area, this darker areas. These patches of red is like just light fine lines of red, so that we have the red color, all the colors in even way. Mostly you have to use red in this portion because this area of the painting is red, this is orange, this is yellow, this is white. So in the same proportion you have to go with this line, so the water will look even, okay? Because this is yellow, the sky is yellow here, slight yellow reflection will be available here, it will not be completely blue. So the base was blue, but on top of it we have just given a few slight lines of the other color so that it looks in good, it looks proportionate and even, okay? So once we'll be done with the water, we will then draw. So here I think it's not looking even, so this area I'm going to see in my painting. If you see here, it looks more orange here and the lines are not very fine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take lemon yellow now and just draw a few smaller lines from from the end towards inside, so that this area gets covered and looks even. Similarly, if you look at this patch here, this is not very even, so here it looks very orange. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take darker shade of red here. So basically red, and I can also mix red with purple, and then I'll draw a few lines here so that it looks even. And once this is done, and you can also start doing it now. So once we do that, we will start drawing our palm tree. Now the palm leaf again will be in a darker shade. So we'll be again taking black and Persian blue together and we'll draw the palm leaf. So for the palm leaf, you need to watch me doing it first and then you can do it. Okay? So complete your water. I'll give a finishing touch to the water. You can follow the same. And let's complete the water first and sky and everything, and then at the end we are going to make the palm leaf. So I'll put this back to this mode. It's looking beautiful, isn't it? So we'll put it in this mode. So if you can see my paper, you'll also see some light shade here. So this all. So what I did, I used the white here, did a few strokes of white here, then I also did a few lines of white here, and then later I took blue and then just give a coat on top of those white so that those white doesn't look very highlighted, but it looks, bit merged and blended. So what I was saying that I need to work on this area because this area is not looking even for me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take lemon yellow now and draw a few lines here. I think I should take more red and blend it. So I'll take some red. Let me take vermilion red. A few strokes of red is going to actually give a very beautiful finish to my painting. Fine lines of red. It's looking so beautiful. Just giving a few lines of red here at the corner so that it looks beautiful and blended. So if it's looking too much of red, then you just have to take some lemon yellow and just do a small, tiny strokes here at the end with lemon yellow so that It looks beautiful. So I've just taken lemon yellow and then a few, lines, dots, I think. Just put some dot of yellow and then just merge it. Okay. So we're done with the water. The water is already looking very beautiful. Now we'll draw the palm tree. For the palm tree, as I said, we need to take black and Persian blue. So first what we are going to draw a single line, which will be again, it's better you either go from, from here to the end or from the end to the base. I will always recommend you should go from this side to that side because this will be thinner than the base. So, and always use a thin brush. Use a very thin brush and then just draw this. So this is the base. And take some black and blue together and then just draw this line. With the free hand, you just have to draw lines. Okay, so I've just drawn this palm leaf and okay. So my painting is almost to its completion and it's time to finish it. So, and you see the real, painting only when you remove the masking tape. So it's time to remove the masking tape. Let's remove the tape and then see what you have made today. So let's quickly remove it. And while removing the masking tape, you always have to remember that you always take, touch the end of it, hold the end, and then just drag it outwards of your painting so that, it doesn't spoil your painting. So I'm just using this. Yay. It's looking beautiful. And also like in this portion where, while drawing the water, the color has overlapped. So I can redo it. I'll just take quickly, the black and Persian blue. And I'm just quickly going to give a touch up to those portion so that it looks beautiful and the overlapping color blends. Okay. So give finish to my painting. See here also the white was seen. So I've just covered all the overlaps here also. And see, our beautiful painting of sunset is ready. Ta-da! So I hope you guys followed what I was teaching today. And don't get disheartened if your painting doesn't look the same as this, but at least if you could follow, the color or the technique. So by every, session, you will get better and better. So it's just, to understand how we blend the color and, what color is used where, so that whenever you see any painting, you should be able to understand what color was used in that portion of the painting. So if you at least you are able to understand the color, that's actually a very good indication that you are actually learning. And do not worry, I'm still there. If you have any questions, you can comment it in my description box, in my comment section, and then I'll reply you back. And you'll be getting the bird's eye view of the same painting soon. So that you will get. And this is actually looking very beautiful. It has really blended out well. So please share your painting which you made today so that I can put that in my Insta and my other vlogs so that people will see how you are following it and how I'm helping you out in doing this painting. So anyways, I always come for a live session every weekend. So it's mostly on Sunday. Sometimes, it's mostly at 4:30 Indian time. Uh, and sometimes it does get late because like today. But anyways, I'll keep you posted with the timing. And the classes will always be on a Sunday. So I hope you enjoyed the class. See you in my next session next Sunday. I'll be sharing the link again. And if you're new to my channel or if you haven't subscribed to my channel, then please, I would like to request you all to subscribe to my channel. Do watch my videos till end, and there are a lot more videos on painting and craft. I recently posted a video for photo transfer, so that also you can watch out and get to learn a lot about decoupage and other techniques of crafting. So I think many people has requested me to come up with a craft video. So maybe next weekend I'll plan something to do for craft. So let's see. Whatever will be the plan, I'll keep you all posted. And I hope you enjoyed my class. Bye bye. Thank you. I'm ending my session now. And I'm ending my session now. And if you have any question, do feel free to post it in my comment section. Bye bye. Thank you. Good night. Happy Sunday.